Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to change the technique. All right, this time we're going to work on balls that are low, that you have to dive too low. Okay, you work both your left side as well as your right side. Each time, the play is different in your imagination. Each time, the shot comes from a different location, different distance, different width, different angle. The speed has a different pace on it. All right, the speed of the shot is different. All right, every single time, it's low. All right, every single time, it's perfect. Now, sometimes maybe the save is easier. You can make it an easier save in your imagination where you're just able to catch and pin it to the floor, no problem. Sometimes maybe the saves are harder. Sometimes maybe the saves are spectacular. Don't be afraid to imagine yourself making spectacular saves. All right? But every single time, total perfection, total cleanliness, no errors, always perfect. All right? You may even just be tipping the ball around the post, but it's the perfect save using the perfect technique. All right? For the next 60 seconds, let's work balls low to our sides. Okay, now let's elevate our dives. All right, let's work on imagining saves where we're diving for elevated balls. Balls, let's say, that are hip height or above. All right, both the left side and the right side. Some regular, no problem, just basic saves. Others that are spectacular, somewhere in between. But every time, it's perfect. You catch the ball, you bring it down to the floor, you hold it, you pin it to the ground, it's perfect. Or whether you tip a ball around the post or over the bar. Every time, total perfection, perfect technique. All right, now let's move on to some crosses and corner kicks. All right, now remember, you're still competing against the same team that you put out there in the beginning. Okay, you're still the same competitors out there. You're playing against the same team. You've got your normal teammates in front of you. All right, now we're going to work from both the left and right side. You're going to be working corner kicks and crosses during the course of the game. All right, every single time, see the trajectory, see the speed, measure it, go take it 100% correctly. All right, perfect timing, perfect lift, perfect balance, perfect catching position with your hands on the ball, working from both the right side and the left side. Vary the speeds that the balls come in, vary the heights and the trajectories that the ball comes in. Every time it's different, but every time it's still perfect. Sometimes there's lots of traffic, sometimes there's only a couple individuals out there that you need to deal with. All right, vary the situation every single time. Let the play build up for a second or two before the ball is served and it's time for you to go do your work. right, let's do one last segment. All right, in this element, let's work on your breakaways. All right, an opponent has beaten your last defender off the dribble. He's dribbling in towards your goal. You're coming out away from the goal to cut down the angle. You're using the correct technique. You're using the correct timing. All right, every single time, you're perfect. Every single time you make the save and you're successful. Vary the angles at which he comes in, vary the speeds at which he comes in, the opponent comes into you. All right, vary the player. Don't always make it the same player, and vary the play at which he ends up getting into you on. Okay? The next 60 seconds, you're working on your breakaways. All right, good. Now, open your eyes, rest. Okay, so that's a little sample of how you use the visualizing technique. And you use it for every single skill set of the goalkeeping position. You can use it for through balls. You can use it for distribution, both kicking and throwing. Goal kicks, your punch, your drop kicks, throwing situations. You can use it for penalty kicks. You can use it for situations where you have a defensive wall set up for an opposing free kick. All right? The key components are that you use as much detail, you see and feel as much detail in your imagination as you can, and that every single task that you do, every single time, you do it with total perfection. That the skill set is done completely clean with no mistakes. If you use this, I would recommend using this every day for 10 to 15 minutes. Like I said earlier, I generally did it when I went to bed. It was an easy transition for me just into my sleep. And I would do it until I fell asleep. I'd fall asleep pretty quickly, so I'd usually probably get 10 minutes out of it or so, and then I'd be asleep. But if you do this every single day, I think you'll start to see dramatic results in the quality of your play within 3, 4, 5 weeks, no problem. All right, this technique is used by the athletes at the highest level of sport, not just for soccer, but for Olympic athletes of all disciplines, athletic disciplines. It's used by the professional teams, all right, at every level, professional soccer teams, the national teams around the world, the largest clubs around the world. They all have sports psychologists on staff who work with the players on visualization. You can use it to help you relax. If you know you got a large game coming up, you got a big match that you're anxious about, you can use this to help you with that anxiety, to help you feel like you're calm, to imagine yourself in the moment, in your competition, where you're completely calm, you're completely relaxed, devoid of any kind of anxiety or stress or nervousness in any way. Okay? So I highly recommend that you start to utilize this training exercise. It doesn't take any physical energy. Obviously, it's a nice relaxing thing. It's simply using your mind, but you'd be surprised how powerful the mind is when you put it to use and how well it can help you with your peak performance. All right.